New details about a jailhouse murder. The medical examiner identified the man killed yesterday afternoon as 29-year-old Alexander Wise.
The inmate accused of killing him is now facing capital murder charges. Wise is the fourth inmate to die in the Bexar County Jail so far this year. You're seeing the three previous inmates who died in custody. So how did a suspect end up in a cell with an accused murderer, Shadrack Van Anthony Buckley?
Especially when he was only facing fraud charges. Eyewitness News reporter Erica Zuko is live at the jail with new details in the case. Erica.
Well, Deborah and Aaron, I pulled the Texas Administrative Code and looked at procedures for separating inmates. It says that they should be separated based on their history, for example. Now, I asked the Texas Commission on Jail Standards specifically, should they separate an inmate who either is currently or has formerly been part of a race-based discrimination group be placed with somebody of that race? And they said that there is no procedure that prohibits that specifically. It's up to local jails to make that decision. The sheriff says they believe they did everything right here.
The inmates were where they were supposed to be, and the officer was doing exactly what he was supposed to be doing.
On Thursday, Sheriff Javier Salazar said a deputy found Alexander Wise dead in a pool of blood and cellmate Shadrack Van Anthony Buckley asleep in his bed nearby.
We believe that it was an assault with bare hands.
Wise had been booked for theft, fraud, and drug possession, all nonviolent offenses. Buckley for murder. Texas Commission on Jail Standards mandates inmates be separated based on risk factors and type of offense. These two men were in different parts of the jail until the sheriff says Wise got into a fight with other inmates and was moved to an area for violent offenders.
It's an intensive supervision area that they were both located in. They were cellmates. At this point, I don't believe that we have any violations of jail standards.
The sheriff says Wise was a former member of the Aryan Brotherhood, which the FBI calls a white supremacist gang. It's unclear why he was placed in a cell with an African-American man. Salazar doesn't think there's an issue.
There's only so many places we can put them in this jail. So while it would be nice to be able to take everything into consideration, the fact that he was a former gang member is probably what allowed him to be placed in this area.
From now on, Buckley won't be housed with anyone else.
We're moving him to the most maximum secure area that we have in the jail, an area that's highly secured and everybody's in solitary confinement. But here's the problem with that area. It's got a limited capacity. We're going to have to move another inmate out to make room for him.
And tonight we have learned that he'll face a capital murder charge. That means that he could potentially face the death penalty if found guilty. Live at the Bexar County Jail, Erica Zuko, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.